Hey everybody, today I'm going to do my rendition of a cakesicle. I'm calling it a smoresicle. It's fall and everyone loves s'mores in the fall. So what you'll need is graham cracker crust, marshmallows or marshmallow cream, some really good chocolate. I use Ghirardelli, and that's what your ingredients are. You're going to melt your marshmallows, and then you're also going to have your graham cracker crust, which you're going to break and you're going to cut later. And you do need a cakesicle mold. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some chocolate into the mold, and you're going to cover the entire mold with this chocolate. You're going to do this where it's not too thick but not too thin, because you don't want it to break when removing it from the mold. So I kind of maneuver it a little bit. It's a silicone mold, so you can kind of push the back and let the chocolate drip all over. Make sure the sides are definitely covered. You've got to put your sticks in, otherwise that little area will be covered by chocolate and you won't be able to put the sticks in later. So I have a little brush that I use, or if you have a spoon, you can use a spoon, and make sure that the sides are completely covered. That's very important because they're the thinnest and they usually will break once you try to remove it from the mold. So make sure you do cover the sides of the mold. And you'll actually do the sides twice to make it a little thicker. Cover, cover, cover. Either with your spoon, the back of a spoon would be helpful. Or if you do have one of these little paintbrushes, use the paintbrush. Hit the bottom so it kind of pools to the bottom and it gets uniform. And then what you're going to do at some point is you're going to remove the sticks and you're going to put it in the refrigerator or the freezer for about 5 minutes so it can set. It will not take the chocolate very long to set. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish off the rest of the molds. It's best to get chocolate wafers and not chocolate chips if you can. And you can get the Ghirardelli chocolate, which is very rich, in your grocery store. Again, make sure the entire mold is covered. Paint the sides, tap it, remove the sticks, and then put it in your refrigerator or your freezer for 5 minutes. It's now set. So what we're going to do, again, like I stated before, is we're going to put some more chocolate basically on the side. Excuse my videoing, guys. I don't know what happened. But what I'm doing, and you'll see as I move further down, is there we go. We're painting the sides. We're putting more chocolate on the sides. And also make sure that you put some on the bottom where you can see that little slit where the stick would go, because that's another area that tends to be thin, and it will break if it's not done thick enough. So take your spoon or a flat butter knife, or if you have a little paintbrush, and add more chocolate to the sides, top going all around, and also to that bottom area, trying not to cover up the little slit where the stick will be used to push through. Get that in there a couple times so we make sure it's thick enough. And then usually after we do this, we'll put it again in the refrigerator to let it set for about 5 minutes. But in this case, I decided to just go ahead. Got my melted marshmallows. This was a sticky ass job. It was really hard. I had to melt it a couple more times to get it soft again. I'd never used the marshmallow cream, but I did it with the marshmallow cream after this, and the marshmallow cream is much easier for you to use. So now I'm going to take the graham cracker crust, and I'm actually going to cut it in half, because remember, you do have to place the stick back into the mold. So what I did was I cut it in half, and it doesn't matter if the pieces break. I mean, it's all going down the same way, any damn way. Place them in, and then put the marshmallow on top. Now, this was so hard doing it with real marshmallows that I melted. So I took the knife, I was trying to get it in there. It was sticking to the graham cracker crust. Then the crust was coming up. I was like, holy macaroni. But once I got a little bit of a hang of it, I was able to spread it out some. But like I said again, the marshmallow cream you can buy from the grocery store is much easier. So once it's all spread out, then what we're going to do to encase all of this is we are going to pour more chocolate on the back of the mold. So now we're going to take our chocolate and we're going to pour it on the back. And it doesn't matter what the back looks like as long as it's completely encased. And there you can use the brush, you can use a butter knife, you can use the back of a spoon to try to make sure that the chocolate, don't forget your stick. You don't want to forget your stick. So push your stick up in there as much as you can so that the chocolate will encase the stick also. And then now you're going to cover the back. Add more chocolate if needed because the back has to be completely enclosed. Spread it all around. Make sure it is completely flush with the sides of the mold. Add more if you need, because again, it needs to be completely sealed. Make sure your stick's in there good. Move it all around. The sides and the bottom are completely important to make sure that they are flushed. And repeat the same process with the rest of the molds. Again, get your sticks in there and see that they're completely enclosed. Tap them so that they can kind of come out a little smooth. And then you're ready to put them in the refrigerator or your freezer for about 5 minutes for them to set. Once they come out, they'll look like this. One of my sticks got crooked, but this one wasn't completely set. I was able to see that from the side, so I put it back in for a little bit once I took it out. It was still a little teeny bit wet, but since the mold was cold, I just let it sit back in there. Went to the next one. So kind of gently pull the mold from the chocolate. You don't want to break the chocolate. And once you kind of do that, then push up from the bottom. And it'll be easy to lift it out of the mold. Then push your stick up. And there you have it. Completely sealed and nice and glossy on the front. And once you get that going, then maybe have a little extra chocolate. And you can drizzle some chocolate on the top of your Smoresicle. And I took a couple of the marshmallows and cut them in half. They were the mini ones. And just put them on there for decoration. You can decorate however you like. I also took some of the graham cracker crust, crushed it up, put it on top. But you can do whatever decorations you like on top of your mold, whether it's a Smoresicle or a cakesicle. There you have it. My Smoresicle. Rich and decadent. And I decided to do a couple more decorations just to change it up a bit. But again, if you have some extra, the chocolate allows the decorations to adhere. So if you just use a little bit of chocolate and put some other decoration on there, if you want to put some candies or if you want to put some sprinkles, you can do whatever you want. And I changed the decoration up a little bit, add a couple chocolate chunks, and there you have it. Your Smoresicles. Something easy, something delicious. And this is how it looks on the inside. Again, excuse my camera, guys. I don't know what happened, but wanted you guys to get the idea of what it looks like on the inside. And you can see graham cracker marshmallow surrounded by chocolate.